Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Nora Lizzie. You can as well call me Ijele. So, I want to thank all the people that have subscribed to my channel, people that have liked, shared, and commented on my posts in any way. I say may God bless you all. For the people that are new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel so that you will be the first set of people that get notification whenever I drop a new video. So, for the video today, I am going to talk about 9 toxic things parents do to their children. I am going to talk about child psychology. Children are said to be blessings to their parents. But sometimes, out of some factors, some parents tend to treat these little ones unfairly due to maybe pressure from the society, frustrations of life generally, or just being naturally toxic, because some people are naturally toxic. It's either they come off too demanding, or they come off too controlling just by exercising their God-given power as parents. Some parents become toxic to their children without thinking of their mental health. So, what are those ways that can be toxic to their children? What are those ways that parents can be toxic to their children? 1. Unhealthy competition. Comparing a child to his or her siblings or cousins or friends, etc., is an absolute an absolute wrong way of raising a child. That is why knowing the zodiac sign of your children is very important for every mother and every parent out there. Because if you know the zodiac sign of your children, you will never compare them. Or if you know the zodiac sign of people, you will never compare them, because you will understand that we all are different and we all can never be the same. If you know their zodiac signs, automatically you know their strength and their weaknesses. You know where they will need your support. You know where they will need your encouragement. If you deal with your kids or your children based on their zodiac strength, you will find it very easy to deal with your children, and you will never go wrong with it, because you are touching the core of their personality. While your Leo child would love to have a lot of things, a lot of material things and clothes and dresses well, your Aquarius child don't want to have a lot of clothes. It's not important to them, and they will dress awkwardly and have this kind of eccentric lifestyle and eccentric way of dressing. They will dress shabbily and poorly more than the Leo child. And if you understand these things, you will not give a fuse about it, because you know that this thing is coming from their zodiac signs. Another example, while your Sagittarius child wants to always go outside and enjoys having outdoor activities, your Cancer child does not want to leave the house very often. He or she always wants to be by the home, keep the home from neat, and quietly stay by his or her bed to read his or her books. So, if you can understand these little things, you will stop comparing these kids or stop forcing them to be who they are not. If you notice, excuse me, that you have a Sagittarius child that loves to go outside to have some fun, or probably play football, you will restrict his time, like you will give him or her time to be at home to do some chores and to read a book. Then give her time, because he or she needs that time to have that fun outside, because they are Sagittarius personality. Everything outside and adventure. You give him or her time outside to go and play football. You restrict his time, probably give him 1 hour or two, tell him this 1 hour or two, play your football and come back. that is the way you have peace with them, and they will grow and come out very fine. Either than restricting a Sagittarius child always to be in the house, he will be rebellious. If you go, he will open the door and run outside. So those things, if you understand your child by their zodiac traits, you will not go wrong with them. You will not find any of their character strange. You will find raising them up very sweet and fun to experience. 2, body shaming. Body shaming your child. Telling him or her words like, you are too short, you are too tall, you are too lame, you are too fat, you are too lanky. All those, body shaming sentences and words. This, or something like you appear dirty all the time, say things that will affect their self-esteem. This affects the ability of a child to raise his or her head high in the midst of her peers or his peers or their age mates, because children believe so much in what their parents say. And when you say those words, automatically this child believes every word that comes out of the parent's mouth. They believe everything you say, so be mindful of what you say. Parents should use kind words on their children. Even the one that doesn't know how to dress well, that appears dirty all the time, you can advise him or her, do so and so things, do like this, dress up like this, so that you will appear neater next time. Other than throwing serious body shaming languages to the child, or in front of where people are, he or she dresses and come out, you start insulting the person that they don't know how to dress up. It actually affects the self-esteem of that child. It will make them to start keeping to themselves and refuse to socialize with other people or members of their age grade. 3, verbal abusive words. Verbally abusive words. Always throwing verbal abusive words on a child totally crushes the self-esteem of this child or of a child. Words like, you are stupid, you are useless, you are never do well, things like that. Irrespective of how many times they have failed, tried and failed, your job as a parent is to keep encouraging a child. I don't know if we all understand that we are a ball of energies. The universe, the world that we live in, is covered with energies. We all are a ball of moving energies. Whatever we say, whatever we throw out is what we attract. If you tell a child you are a never do well, the universe picks it up and delivers it to the child. If you constantly say a child, you are a blessing to me, the universe picks it up and makes that child a blessing to you. We are balls of moving energies. So don't say hurtful things to children. Don't say hurtful things to people. Whether you mean it, or don't say hurtful things to a child and say, oh, I don't mean it. Whether you meant it or not, the universe will pick it from you. Because that is what they supposed that you wanted. Example, even God, it was recorded in the Bible that God created the world, the whole world, with words of his mouth. He said, let there be light, and there was light. He said, let the trees go on a separate place. Everything moved to his place. It was just the word of the mouth. And the Bible told us too that the power of life and death lies in the tongue. So the words you speak to your child is what takes hold of that child. If you keep calling your child hurtful names, saying abusive words, those things take hold of that child. So don't give the impression that, oh, I don't mean it, this child I'm angry. Even when you are angry, try and think of what you say. Example, Children born in this zodiac sign, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, are very emotional. Your words cut deep as a parent. Cancers don't deal with harsh words well. Scorpios are sensitive, they don't deal with harsh words well. Pisces are sensitive, they don't deal with harsh words well. They will all break down in tears. Cancers will hold that grudge for the rest of their life. Scorpio will hold that grudge and resent his or her parents. And they will not want to be in the same arena with them because of hurtful actions and hurtful words from his or her parents. Because they are very sensitive and emotional sign, you must, as a parent, be careful what you do with this particular set of water signs because they are overly emotional, sensitive, and hold onto words and grudges for a very long time. So it is very important for a parent or for parents to encourage their children, irrespective of how many times they have tried and failed. It is your duty as a parent to always be there for your children, to encourage them no matter how much they have failed. The more you encourage them, the more the universe hears you and brings something positive their way. Whether the hurtful words are intended to cause pain or to correct a child, do not say hurtful things to children because sooner than later, those hurtful words become memories. Start keeping memories in their mind. Whenever they remember you or they see you, all they remember is all the hurtful words you have said to them. And the way you treat and behave around children or the way parents raise their children becomes sets the basic ground for how these children behaves in the future. The way you treat your children, the way you talk to them, and the way you throw all your verbal abuses form the basis of how your children behaves in the future. When they have their own children, they treat them exactly the way you have treated them, thinking that that way is the best way. When you become so emotionally abusive, verbally abusive to a child, they will raise their children that way, thinking that that is the best way to raise a child. Fourth, threatening abandonment. Always threatening a child that you will leave them is another way of being toxic to your child. I will wake up, you will wake up one day, you will not see me. I will leave you, I will set you aside. Words like that are very detrimental to the mental health of a child. I will just disappear. Things like that does not do well for a child. When they grow up, these sentences would be engraved in their mind and they will start having abandonment issues. Later on in their life, they will not trust any relationship because of the fear that one day you will wake up and leave them, or the person will wake up and leave them. They will start having what they call abandonment issues, and they will not be able to trust or have this fear in the future that anybody that comes their way will eventually leave them because of probably who they are or who you perceive them to be or who you think they are. Fifth, provocative questions for actions. Questions like, why do you walk this way? Why are you eating this way? Why are the why all the time? Why children believe whatever you tell them as a parent. Whatever you say is very paramount to your child because that is the way they will grow, because children believe everything, almost everything their parents say. So that is why it is important that parents should mind what they say or what they ask the children. Sarcastic questions like this will eventually make the child think that his or her parents are right and that there is something wrong with them. There is nothing wrong with the child. If they don't chew well or if they don't talk well, you check whether he has food in his mouth while talking, you tell them that this is a wrong table etiquette. Please make sure you finish to chew before you talk. Don't embarrass them by actually saying things like, why do you always talk like this? Or why do you always talk when you are eating? Correct them gently in love. 6. Selfish wishes. Selfish wishes as a parent is detrimental to the mental health of your child or to your child's psychology. Words like, I wish you were never born, I wish I had that abortion, I wish you were never in my life, I wish you were a particular child or a different child, or probably a particular sex. Maybe you were given a daughter first. Every time you will be telling her, I wish you are a boy, or I wish you are a male child. These words are detrimental to the mental health of your children, especially children born under this zodiac sign, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, because these three are water signs and they hold on to words longer than every other sign. Words make or mar the personality of these three zodiac signs that I mentioned earlier. So whatever you say to them, you should be very kind, compassionate, and thoughtful in your speech. Don't tell a child you wish you had an abortion or you wish you never had them. They never forced you to have them. You had unprotected sex, and the resultant effect is an unwanted pregnancy. So you as an adult, if you don't want a child, you do have a protected sex so that you don't have an unprotected pregnancy or an unwanted child. And then you come and take out the frustration and the anger on an innocent child. The child never begged you to give birth to them. The children never begged you to give birth to them. It was your own action and its resultant effect that brought the child to you. So you have to accept the child wholeheartedly, show them enormous love because they need your love to grow as a parent. Words like this will make the child lose every sense of identity. It will make them to begin to feel that they were not supposed to be in this world in the first place. It will make them to start thinking that their presence in this world is not needed. Or it will make them to start thinking that they don't even deserve to live. The resultant effect of these words is self-harm. The child may decide to harm themselves or his or herself, commit suicide, or have early depression because of just the words you have said. Especially Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. They don't do well with insensitive words or insensitive comments. 7. Making the child feel like a burden to you. Oh, raising you is too costly. Words like raising you is too costly. What you demanded from me is too expensive. You are too costly to maintain. Things like that is actually a wrong way to talk to a child. There is no child that begged you to give birth to them. It is your grave responsibility as a parent to take care of your child and provide their basic needs. But I understand that life happens and life is not fair at times. But the way you present it and the manner you talk to your child gives them hope and gives them the reason to be by your side. Instead of telling them, oh, you are too costly to, and say, I'm sorry, my darling, I will save up and buy you everything you need. Just give it time. You be kind in your words and soft with your words. Because studies have shown that lack of love and affection and some material things for a child makes a child to go into prostitution, stealing, and become abusive at some point in their life or in their adult stage. Especially zodiac signs like Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, Libra, and Leo attach so much value and importance to material things. So once they don't see those material things that they love, Leos love a lot of clothes for their paparazzi and all that, and shoes, hand purses, bags and all that. When they don't have it, they go into prostitution, excuse me, or they start stealing, or put their hands into bad things just to get them. So it is your duty as a parent to always make sure that you provide for your children. That is why it is important to have limited amount of children that you can cater for. However, if by peradventure that you could not meet up, tell them kindly that you will save up and meet up to their demands. And don't make it like they are burden to you by your words. Excuse me. 8. 8. Empty promises. Making empty promises to a child is an easy way to make a child not to trust people in the future. Because when you make promises, oh, I will take you to this place if you behave well, I will buy that if you behave well, and then fulfill your promises, it makes you break the trust of your child and makes your child feel betrayed. So in their future dealings with people or relationships, they always have it at the back of their mind that people don't fulfill their promises and they will have trust issues. It will affect their relationship in future, especially the Scorpio and the Taurus, because this and the Cancer, because these 3 zodiac signs are extremely loyal. So they value trust, loyalty, and they hate and they don't do well with betrayal. So when you make a promise to a child, make sure that it's something that is within your reach so that you can be able to fulfill it, so that they will trust you and trust every other people that comes into their lives now and in future, so that them too can be good ambassadors and always deliver their promises when they make one. 9. Too much work or excess work for a child. Too much work or excess work for a child is a form of toxicity for a child. Example, a child between 6 to 7 years, the parents will leave all her siblings or his siblings for him or her to cater for and jet off to make money. This child starts from 6 to 7 years to cook, clean, wash, keep babysit. Because the child is even a baby. 6 years is still a baby. And you heap all the work on the child, robbing this child of his or her childhood. Making this child to start thinking as an adult at a very young age. And when you come back and he or she didn't meet up to what you expected, you hit them or you use verbal abusive words, thereby affecting the mental strength of or mental stability of this child. So, please, parents, treat your child fairly. Encourage them even when they have failed, because your love, your affection, and your encouragement goes a long way in the life of your child. Irrespective of how much you have tried, don't give up, because it is a God-given responsibility to be a parent. Parenthood is not a bed of roses where you will just lie down and enjoy, and parenthood is a huge responsibility. So, I am open for consultation. You can send me an email, hook me on, my phone number will be on my description box. Like I always used to say, don't blame the individual, blame it on their zodiac sign. Don't blame the child for everything they do, blame it on their zodiac sign. I will put my email address right under the description box and my phone number. You can hook me up for any intending spouse, anybody that you want to know their astrological fingerprint. Please hook me up. Thanks for your likes, your shares, and your subscription. Please put a thumbs up and hit the subscription button if you like my video. Please, for people that are subscribing, don't forget to write me the I have subscribed comment on my comment section so that I will give you my special thanks or my special shout out. See you next time. Bye.